Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, the rumors have finally come to fruition, and we have a bunch of brand new Marriott Bountiful stuff to take a look at. We have new cards on the Chase and the American Express side. We have updates to a card on the American Express side as well. So we're going to break it all down in this combined video where we're basically going to look at all the Marriott cards all in one spot. So you have, one video to help you make a decision depending on which way you want to go. So of course, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, of course, if you're new here, then, we've been talking about the rumors of the new Marriott cards coming, as well as Marriott refreshes. So again, those are finally here. They're on both sides because if you remember, Marriott is a little bit weirder of a transfer partner or travel partner because, originally Marriott was with one side, but then Marriott bought SPG, and SPG was with American Express. That was Starwood Preferred Guest, the purple cards. That was in 2016, 2017, I think. But as a result, they decided to keep the portfolios. Both card companies would have portfolios of Marriott cards. Historically, Amex is at the higher end of the business, and then Chase had the more mid-tier cards. And those have been getting along pretty well so far. But now, again, we have new cards to take a look at as well as refreshes. So, again, we're going to take a look at all the cards in one spot. Of course, I'll call out which one's new or updated as we go. And this will just be a combined Chase and Amex video. Frenemies, if you will. But, hey, they did this to themselves, releasing the cards at the same time. I'm kind of surprised they did that. But you only get one video of Marriott and Chase and Amex. I'm sorry. So just cram in and be friends. So with that, let's take a look. We'll start with American Express because it's alphabetical order. We're not even playing favorites. So here you go. This is the brand new card we have, and this is the Marriott Amex Bevy card. Overall, like the design, pretty simple to the point. Annual fee, $250. Multiplier, 6x back on Marriott properties, 4 back on dining, 4 back on groceries, 2x on all purchases. Benefits here, we have Gold Elite status. We'll talk about the statuses. You do get 15 Elite Night credits. That's not a credit for a stay. Like, you can't redeem it to stay. It's basically like saying, hey, in your account, it will look like, you have 15 Elite Nights towards a status, basically. You can earn 1,000 Bountiful points with each stay. Bonus points, basically. There is a free 50,000 point free night certificate with $15,000 in spend a year on the card, and there are no foreign transaction fees. So that is your new Amex card. Now, in addition to that, we have the Marriott Brilliant card. So this one gets an update. So overall, I do like the design of this card. It's black. I'm going to guess it's metal because metal usually means expensive, and boy, did this card get expensive. It used to be a $450 annual fee, jumping up to $650. Multiplier, 6 back on Marriott purchases, 3 back on U.S. dining and flights booked directly, 2x back on everything else. Benefits, Platinum Elite status. Again, we're going to talk about the statuses at the end. The credit, it used to be like a $300 property credit. It has since changed to be a $25 a month dining credit. You can use it anywhere, though, dining establishments. Anniversary free night up to $85,000 point redemption. $100 Marriott property credit. You get an Earned Choice Award with $60,000 a year in spend on the card. You could choose between 5 Sweet Night Awards, $750 off a bed from Marriott Bountiful Boutiques, or a free night award, 85,000 points again. There's Priority Pass with Global Entry. You get 25 Elite Night credits towards status, and of course TSA Pre and Global Entry. So there is your Refresh Brilliant card. Now, just remember that we do have the Bountiful Business card on the Marriott side as well. This is unchanged, but here you have it. I think they tweaked some stuff to it earlier in the year, but overall, largely unchanged. $125 annual fee. 6 back on Marriott's, 4 back on restaurants, gas stations, wireless phone services, and shipping. 2 back on everything else. You do get the anniversary night at 35,000 points, so you don't have to spend it. Just, when you renew the card, you get it. Gold status here, free night award. It's 60,000 points in spend within the calendar year. 15 Elite Night credits. Premium on-property internet access, which is nice. Bonvoy Air plus card transfer program, and 7% room rate discount. And so there you have it. Those are the American Express updates. So again, one new card, one refresh the business there. It's been slightly tweaked throughout the year, but nothing significant to like warrant its own video. We've really talked about it in the recap. So again, that was American Express. Now again, let's take a look at Chase as well, because Chase now has 3 Marriott cards in the lineup because they got one new one as well, and that's where we're going to start. So the first entry in is the Marriott Bountiful Bold card. That is a no annual fee card. Again, multipliers 3x back on Marriott purchases, 2x on travel, automatic silver elite, which isn't much, and you do get 15 elite night credits each year. We have the Marriott Boundless card. This is probably the one that most people have if you're on the Chase side. So you've got a $95 annual fee, multipliers here, 6x back on Marriott purchases or properties, 3 back on gas, groceries, restaurants, up to $6,000 in combined purchases a year, and then 2x back on everything else. Benefits here: anniversary night up to 35K points stay, 1 elite night credit towards status per $5,000 in spend, automatic silver elite, and then 15 elite night credits each year. Now this is the one you're interested in, the Marriott Bountiful card. Very similar design here. Annual fee $250. Multipliers here: 6 back at Marriott properties, 4 back on groceries and dining, up to $15,000 a year in spend. Then it's 2 back on everything else. Gold status, 15 elite night credits, the same 1,000 Boundboy points with each stay. You get a free 50,000 night certificate with 15,000 in spend each year, and there are of course no foreign transaction fees. And so there we have it. That is the new and improved Marriott lineup on both sides of the house. Now, before you get excited, you have to remember that the Marriott has the 1-lane rule. Again, we started the show talking about the Marriott SPG merger from back in the day. So to protect themselves, I think this is more of a Marriott rule than a Chase or American Express rule. But it basically says, if you pick, one of these cards, or the Chase side, you can't actually go and then get the bonus on the other one, right? So I'll put up an example of the language that they're using. But again, basically it keeps you from double dipping. That's why we call it 1 lane. If your Marriott Chase side, cool. If your Marriott Amex side, cool, but you can't double dip. Now, of course, that's going to come into play, if you already have one of these cards as well, because, in the Chase side, at least I know you can't just hold all of them. I believe it's the same for the Amex side as well. There's not really a reason you'd want to hold all of them anyways, but, historically, with like a Delta or Hilton, you can hold, different tiers and get those bonuses. The Marriott doesn't really play that game. So overall, there's a lot there. Now, this is going to come down to 2 real things. It's going to come down to those elite night credits, and it's going to come to the status. So, with Marriott, they have an awards chart. They're eventually moving to dynamic pricing. I think they're doing dynamic pricing on some of their properties now at the time of taping. I don't know that they're doing it on all of them, but here is the awards chart, the latest one that I've seen, so you can see what those property certs are going to get you. So again, they have off-peak, standard, and peak. Eventually, this will be just kind of dynamic pricing, kind of left up to what the hotel wants to price it based on availability and things like that, which is probably going to devalue a lot of stuff, as it usually does. But, as it stands, a standard proper category 8 would be an $85,000 85,000 point certificate. So it's going to get you to the top of the line there for sure. It's not going to help you out if it was a peak night, unfortunately. But you can see, the ideal redemption is you wouldn't want to go less than a Category 7, honestly. But really, you're looking for a Category 8 standard redemption to get the maximum out of that reward cert, especially on the Brilliant card there. Now, the other one here to look at is going to be Marriott status. So I'll put it on screen for you. But again, we do get gold status. Historically, gold has been hard to get. With Marriott through a credit card, I should say. It's not that hard to get through stays. I think it's only like 25 stays or something like that. But 25% bonus points on stays, 2 p.m. late checkout. That's probably the fan favorite benefit. Enhanced in-room internet, gold welcome gift. They do use, sometimes they forget. I used to get that, so it's hit or miss. Enhanced room upgrade based on availability. And then Platinum Elite, 4 p.m. late checkout, which could potentially be a game changer. That's true late checkout. Dedicated elite support line, in-hotel welcome gift. You get a choice of points. Breakfast offering, amenity varies by brand, of course. Room upgrade included. Select suites based on availability. Lounge access if they have it. Guaranteed room type. And then, of course, annual choice benefit when you spend some money on the card. And so, while we talk through this, I'll probably put up some examples of Category 8s just filtering on Marriott's website so you can see what you're working with here. But overall, what do I think about the cards? Well, I think I'm more so interested in what this says about the credit card industry as a whole than anything else. So if you just came for a Marriott interview, I'll try to keep it, or Marriott video, I'll try to keep it short and sweet. Historically, we see it, especially in the Chase side, with the dark blue card, the bold card, it's one of those cards. You used to keep these cards for the reward night every year when it redeemed, and we just looked at the chart, and you have some on screen, because that reward night would offset the annual fee even by a little bit. Then, of course, maybe you get a little bit of status, a little bit of extra points when you're staying on property. So it worked out, especially with these $95 annual fee cards. I actually like the Chase and Amex $250 offering cards from a core card standpoint, from the multipliers, from gold status, things like that. I think it's really hard to pay $250 for all of that, though, because you have to spend your way to the anniversary night. It's no longer given to you, which to me signals a shift in the credit card space where these co-branded companies are tired of handing out these cards and then no one really using them and only using them for the free night award. I think you don't really have to be into this game that hardcore to look at it and figure out I should just keep this. It's an arbitrage play. $95 over here versus, $150, $200, whatever you get over here when redeeming the cert, and especially if there's two of you that only count, who's staying in a hotel room within reason. That's an arbitrage play, and most people can figure that out. And I think the co-branded card companies are tired of that, right? I think that's seen here. So for me, I like the core cards, the multipliers, the status, but I don't know that that's worth $250. You'd really have to be into gold status, honestly. But even then, for me, not too much there because of that. Also, it's weird that they're the exact same card. I would lean the American Express version of the $250 mark because it doesn't have the spend cap on it. But again, I don't know how much spending you're going to do on the card, so it might not matter really. Either way, then just pick whichever one's issuer you like the most, I guess. If you really wanted to optimize for 524, Chase 524's rule that you can only have open 5 new accounts and credit card accounts in the last 24 months, or it's an instant decline with Chase. It might make more sense to get other Chase cards than just save the Amex version, because that doesn't count. You'd already be out 524, but it'd be more of an optimization play. The refreshed card, I think $650 is a lot, honestly. So again, it really comes down to how much you're going to value that annual the certificate, and how much you're going to value Platinum Elite status. I think it's kind of annoying that the property credit was $300. Now it's a restaurant credit. But again, that speaks to the fact that they want these cards to be used, right? So if you're a hardcore traveler and diehard Marriott person, then these could be fine as long as you're going to put spend on them. But for me, I think the Brilliant, weirdly enough, even though I think it's expensive, might be the better of the options. The other two, $250, when we talked about it, I just don't like that you have to spend your way to the reward night. I get why they're doing it, but for me, that kind of turns me off a little bit. And again, it's going to depend on where you stay and how you stay and all those things. So anyways, guys, that has been a look at the full Marriott refresh, update, new cards. Overall, again, I like that there are new cards and there's more optionality. Again, just because they don't necessarily sing to me doesn't mean they won't work for you. So, of course, drop your use cases down below. If you're not on Team Marriott, does this sway you over? What would you have liked to see? What do you think about the changes? What else could they would have done? Love to get your thoughts on all that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. So, of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, we're right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. Of course, like I said, question for you guys. Sound off down below on your thoughts on these new cards and these revisions. Love to hear your thoughts on that and chat in the comments below. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.